for human factors in AI. So I'll start with the task analysis. The program I'm using is a program I used for the previous course. So here it's a program in Nigeria about low food production being caused by attacks by some terrorist headsmen, people who've been driven out of their farms, also high theft due to poverty, and then inability to accurately forecast crop yield in a particular area. So the goal here, what we're trying to do, it's for farmers in Nigeria. The task here is to ensure that they make profit from their investment in a farming decision. That's the objective, make profit after selling produce. We're going to start with a trigger, which is desire to profit from farming. They have to choose a location. Currently, it's a finger in the air decision, no way to accurately make that. And then they have to decide, would there be terrorist attacks, would there be theft, and then they'll consult with the locals, and then they come back to make the decision of where to plant, which they'll choose a high yield crop. There's really no accurate way to do that, so it's prior knowledge and going to some websites to check that. And then ultimately they'll select the seedlings that they will use. They're going to check if the soil type is good for the seedling, and they make a decision to go ahead with the planting, and then engage people to do the planting and ultimately then sell. So a lot of manual actions happening here, which can be enhanced by aggregating the entire databases that we have in multiple places. So that this task flow will involve getting all the data we have from all of the databases and building a machine learning model to be able to help farmers accurately forecast their yield. User experience design. So they will interact with through mobile or web applications. We'll ask some series of questions, most of which are not mandatory, but we'll highlight as part of that the questions will help us improve the feedback, the recommendation that we make to them. And part of these questions will be used as feedback into our model to continuously improve them and make better predictions. We'll highlight to them that the more information they provide, the better the prediction they're going to get, and we'll use that opportunity to collect explicit feedback. So combination of explicit and implicit feedback here. Transparency, we're going to highlight transparency in the model, tell them how the data is being collected, how they can delete data if they want to, and what we're going to be using the data for. We're going to provide on the output page regarding uncertainty that model will be as accurate as it can be, chance of it being wrong. We'll provide scores and we'll break that down into more classes just so that they're able to understand how we've arrived at the score, and there will be links to explanation of how the predictions were reached. And then that goes to privacy concerns. There's not a lot of privacy implications in Nigeria. However, we'll ensure that we comply with the fair information practices. We'll hold some PII data because this will help us do proper analysis in the future, but that will not be used to provide recommendations in the engine. And individuals will be able to access and reach us and tell us whether they want to delete or not the information we hold for them. Ethical biases. We've got historical and representational ethical bias potentially as part of, because we've collected this data from different sources, so there could have been bias in the way they've collected them. We're not anticipating measurement and learning bias, but there's a potential for deployment bias that we can't really say how the tool will be used. But again, we'll consider all of this and create data sheets for data sets. Be fair, accountable, and transparent. The data we collect, though some demographic data we will not use in our prediction, but either way we'll ensure that irrespective of the inputs provided, that users will get same recommendation from the engine. And that is it.